Okay, welcome back. So we can actually start now. The rest can join later. All right. So we stop at okay, I'll go back and write some of the few things that okay. Now, before I continue now the first thing you do before you carry out your schedule is you actually need to understand your sequence. Okay, and possibly write down your sequence. All right. So if you write down the sequence of your tasks or a sequence of your project, then you at that point now you can sit down and then start inputting them, okay, or entering the task name. All right. So this I put site clearance and excavation, and then I put blinding. Okay, as I put blinding. And then I put block. Okay, so I put block. And then by filling. Okay. All right. Let's say these are a few things under substructures. All right. We have, as I said, we have our site clearance is going to take 3 days. Okay. And then from our project, the project information, we actually schedule, let's say if you go to project now, our project information, we say that the project should start on Monday, right, which is 29th, okay? So now, if I put it on auto schedule now, you see that the project, the start date of the project is going to be on Monday. So you can see it based on the fact that it's auto schedule. So it's picking information from the settings that we have done at the back end, right? So, and then we already specified that, okay, it's going to be, the project is going to be, the site clearance is going to be 3 days, right? So now, if you look at it, the project is starting on 29th and then it's ending on 1st May. So the software automatically calculates the duration, that's the finish date of that particular project. And at the same time, it gives us the bar. Okay, it gives us the bar. So we have the bar here. And then if you go to excavation, let's say if you put excavation as auto schedule, okay, because it's easier to, it's better you put it in auto schedule so that it will automate a lot of process for you. Okay, in terms of the chart, in terms of the list or the item side, it will actually automate a lot of process for you. So it's better you put it in auto schedule. All right, so let's assume our excavation is taking, let's say 6 days. Okay, and then if you look at it very well, it's still starting on 4th. Sorry, it's still starting on 29th April, right? Which is Monday, okay? But now, there's no way we can do site clearance and excavation at the same day, like starting at the same day. Even though it can be concurrent, but at least site clearance has to start. Possibly you have to clear some places before you talk of excavating, right? So possibly site clearance has to be done possibly 1 day before the excavation will start. Or possibly your site clearance has to finish before you start excavation. All right. So now there are different ways where you can be able to link this together. For example, you can do it through your calendar, okay, whereby our site clearance is ending on 1st May, right? So I click on this arrow, it takes us to May. So it's ending on 1st May. So now we can decide, okay, that our start date for excavation should start on 2nd May. Okay, now you enter a start date that for excavation that is close to the finish date of the site clearance. Now, the software is telling me that I've entered an information that is close to the finish date of the other preceding item, okay, that what did I want to do? You can link them, okay? You always follow site clearance. You can move excavation without adding a link, okay? Now, if you look at it, if you look at the picture here, you see that there's a link showing that, okay, it's after site clearance before excavation, okay? So if I click OK, now it's going to be linked. So you see a bar linking site clearance to excavation, okay? Now, if let's assume I undo this process, all right? I undo by pressing Ctrl Z on your keyboard, the normal Microsoft function, and then I repeat the same process, okay? I click here, and then I select seconds, okay? Now, I move the item without linking it. So it will be moved to start, on a day after site clearance, but at that point, there will be no link between the two. Did you understand? There will be no link. There will be no any interlink between the two projects or between the two items, sorry. All right. So I will undo again and then go back to the same function. So now, if you look at it now, another way that I can be able to link this together without actually specifying any date from the calendar is for me to highlight this. Okay, highlight these two projects. Then I'll go to, okay, I'll go to tax. All right. Then if you click on link the selected tax, okay, I'll click on link the selected task. So if I click on this, you see that it linked and it automatically select that, okay, based on this, the excavation will start when site clearance finish. You understand? So you see different ways whereby you can be able to link your tasks. Okay, at the same time, okay, I'll still undo again. I'll still use another method. Now I'll click on this, okay, I'll click on this and then drag it to this, okay. Now, if you look at what I just did now, based on the fact that I'm dragging from excavation to site clearance, is telling us that site clearance, although site clearance comes before excavation, but based on the date, the excavation is being done before the site clearance. You understand? Which is not right, right? So you are not to drag from down up, okay? You are to drag from the first item, okay? Just click, you see that it shows like a move icon, right? Click and drag it to this. It will now link it. So these are four different methods whereby you can be able to link your task, showing that 6 days, this particular task has to finish before another task, all right? Then another thing again is that site clearance must not finish, okay, before we start excavation. Do you understand? So we can start site clearance for 1 day, and then the following day, as the site clearance is going on, the excavation will also start, so that the job can also go concurrently, right? It's possible. So at that point, we can now go to this calendar, and then based on our finish date for site clearance here, we say that site clearance is finishing on 1st May, right? So I'll click on this arrow to take us to May. Okay, this is May already, 1st May. Then now, if we are finishing on 1st May and then we are starting on 29th, then I'll go back to, okay, but you know, okay, after 29th, we have 30, right? So I'll click on 30th April. Now, look at the planning wizard, what the planning wizard is. Now, based on the fact that we are using this particular software. Now, let's assume you are using Excel to do this. No matter how level of programming you have programmed yourself, you might not be able to actually do this for you, right? Now you move yourself to start, you move ESC, which is the excavation, to start before site clearance finish. And the two tasks are linked. You understand? Because I've already linked them before. As a result, the link cannot be honored, right? So I'll now say, okay, cancel, keep the existing link, remove the link and move ES to start on the specified date. So I'll remove the link. I don't need the link, and then I click OK. So now you see that now the ESC, which is the excavation, is starting on the 30th. Okay. I believe you understand what I'm explaining. All right. So now this is how you link your tags. All right. And then let's say blinding. Blinding is taking us let's say 3 days as well. And then let's say you see the color is different color because our we are doing a manual schedule, right? So I'll click on auto schedule so that it will change. So I can decide to say, okay, my blinding should start after we complete excavation by dragging this. All right. And we can also, based on my explanation, you can set it any way you want it to be, any day that you want it to be based on your own planning. All right. Block work, she's taking us, let's say, 9 days and is starting, let's say the blinding is ending on 10th, starting on 8th and ending on 10th, right? So let's say our block work can start on, we have 8 here. And let's say our block work can start on 9th, okay? And then we put it on auto schedule, and then it will automatically give us that. So I will do it again. Let's our block work should start on 9th. Okay, so you see that it has shifted. So you see, you are seeing the bar, all right? Then backfilling is auto schedule. And let's say our backfilling should come after our block work. So I can just drag and drop here and it will interlink this. So now if you want to see as you are projecting, as you are inputting your tasks, you want to see how it's going, you can scroll it here. Okay, you can scroll it here, and then you can see we have different view here. We have task view, okay, where we see the tasks. We have a team planner. We have resources sheets, and then I'll go back to our chart the way it was before, which is a Gantt chart. All right. So now this is how you schedule your tasks. Now let's assume I decide to say that all the tasks should start on the same day. Okay, based on this. So this is starting on okay, this is starting on 29th, right? April. Okay, it's starting on 29th. This one should start on 29th. There's something I want us to see. Okay, and this one should start on the same 29th April. Stay 29 April. Yes, remove the link. Sorry, I have to remove the link. So this should start on 29th April. 29. It asks me to remove the link. I say yes, so I have to select it. Okay, take us back. And then I click here again. This should start on 29th as well. Okay, then here the last also should start on 29th April. All right, so I'll remove this link and then I add it. Now I discovered that all the tasks are starting on the same day, but different duration. Now, at the point, I just want to show you that at the point of you typing all those items down and specify the duration and all that, you, based on the fact that you have already set your start date from the project information. Okay, from our project information, we already set our start date to start on Monday. All right. So everything will be automated. As far as you are not selecting the start date, everything will start on the start date as specified for the project, right? So now, if you input all this down, now the simple way you can link them together by without specifying them one by one, only if all the items precede one another. Did you understand? That's why if you see this box, this field here, we have predecessor. Okay, we have predecessor field there, which will show us which particular task is preceding. Okay, for example, now I said that this is 1, this is 2. I said that excavation is preceding site clearance. So if I put 1 here, you see that it links. Okay, this is another way of linking your tags as well, but this is not what I want to show you. This is another way of linking it because I said that site clearance should precede this. So if I say that, let's say this number 3 should also precede 1. So you see, all of them followed after the site clearance, okay? But this is not what I want us to see. All right, this is not what I want us to see. So let me remove this. All right, what I want us to see is that you can link all of them by highlighting all at once like this, and then go to your tags and then link the selected tags. So you see, you will now auto-link them. Okay. Now, another thing I want us to see before we finish for today is all these things that we are doing is under substructure, right? So now I can highlight this whole work and then I click on summary. Do you understand? I click on summary. So now that is when you have your summary tags. You see a lot of project managers, some of them they are doing, if you see some of their schedule, discover that they did not do summary tags. Okay, they did not summarize tasks. Possibly some that use normal Microsoft Word or use Excel can just make a particular place to be bold as a summary task, maybe based on the way that it is on the bill of quantity. All right. So now this place now I can call this under the new name. Now I can call this as what? Substructure. Okay. Now, if you look at this as substructure, now the substructure automatically calculates the numbers of days we have here, which is 21 days. Now, if you trace the bar, discover that it ends the exact date that our backfilling ends. Okay. Now, one good thing about it is that you can minimize or hide your tags, which is very, very important. For example, now, one aspect I always tell people or project manager about this particular thing is that, for example, we have different level of project management, okay? They are in terms of work breakdown structures, right? Maybe your own level of project management, let's assume you are the CEO, okay? Or you are the general manager of the particular organizations. So your own level of project management or your own level of schedule will be that other project managers are doing their schedule and sending it to you, but your own schedule now based on the fact that, okay, we have a construction of so number of classroom in Kaduna, and this is how many days it will take for it to finish. You are not concerned about the substructure, superstructure, and whatsoever sequence of construction, right? So at that point, if other project managers are handling it and they are giving you those things as a project analyst or a project manager expert that you are, you can copy their own project management and summarize it, like make it a like under a summary tags so that you can hide them. For example, now, possibly what I'm going to have here is project in Kaduna instead of this substructure, right? I'll just have only project in Kaduna. Or let's say project in Lagos, as I'm in Kaduna, let me not just be using Kaduna. Okay, let's say project in Lagos. Sorry, Lagos. All right. So now what I'm going to have here is project in Lagos. Then it's going to be maybe some of the major things that we're going to be doing in under project in Lagos. If it is a new construction, new renovation or new project or new construction, we just put it and everything will be there. And let's assume the other managers actually give you their own work down structure or work breakdown structures. You can now input it here and minimize it. Okay, you minimize it so that every other item will hide. So now I can now have another project here with every summary. So if I increase this, I'll see every details about this particular project.